This shoe with a review of the rigorer ar1. ar1 as in Austin Reaves. He played well. I think he was one of the better players in the LA Lakers last season, and yeah, he deserves it. He played his heart out for the Team USA. He did not win any medals, but he does get a golden shoe to come home to and sleep with. Because I don't think any of the Team USA members have signature shoes except Austin Reaves. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think maybe Anthony Edwards, Adidas was working on it, but it's not out yet. So yeah, it makes Austin Reaves that much special. So this shoe, first of all, the name AR1, come on, like Andrei Kirilenko, AK-47, that was a cool name. AR, let's find something that works with that alphabet and the name, like AR-15 assault rifle. Well, probably not a gun, but something catchy next time. Rigor is a Chinese brand. They used to make very affordable, in other words, cheap-looking bags for like ball sacks and whatnot. I did not know they make basketball shoes, but man, these Chinese companies, they're killing it, and they're probably getting a lot of investments because Chinese companies are really flying high. Leaning, Anta, Peak, they're probably got a more promising future than Nike, Adidas, or especially Under Armour or Puma. So this, good catch. We'll see how far Austin Reeves goes or how much better it gets. So this shoe for a size 9.5, it weighs about 400 grams, but it actually feels lighter than what the digits show, so that's good. The fit is, you can go true to size. It's okay. It doesn't have any pinching sensation anywhere. But if you have a very narrow foot and you're like a very tight fit, then you might want to go down half a size. It's, I won't say it's like crazy wide footer friendly, but it is decently out wide footer friendly. The good thing about this shoe is, one of the strong side is that the heel cushioning is pretty good. It feels like a very Supreme React or light strike type of heel compression cushioning, but it's still low to the ground. And these little bug eyes plastics, usually when you try to add a lot of stability, it kind of tends to jeopardize the cushioning and makes you have that angular tat motion where you don't have that fluidity as you move or compress or when you land. But this gets the job done on both sides. It provides stability while at the same time making the shoe flexible and compress easily on all corners. So I think the heel cushioning and the stability thing, they got it done. Good heel locked down without any slippage. Overall, the padding is not is adequate. It's not minimal, it's not crazy, but it's really good all around. Even put these little boost like pellets in there. I don't know if this is what they use for the insole, but the midsole, but the heel certainly feels okay. But the forefoot, even though I can feel there's a different type of density foam on the forefoot, I really don't feel it. I don't know what is the fault in disabling the ability for us to feel it on our feet, but it feels like the forefoot is very minimal, low to the ground, and it's like not much cushioning there. You need to reinforce it with some kind of insole. Another thing is that the strobo board is just net, a little thin net mesh kind of fabric. That works if the midsole is providing supreme comfort or responsiveness or bounce, but this, it's not that. It has very minimal, it's very low to the ground. So I think maybe they should have used some thicker strobo board to reinforce that and also provide something that molds to the shape of your foot, because this is very flat and, you know, flat and low. So the cushioning, heel cushioning, okay. Forefoot basically non-existent. So overall, it feels like a budget Nike shoe, like the Air Precision. If you like those kind of shoes, then go for it. But this is not exactly the cheapest shoe out there. Cheap for a signature shoe. Cost about slightly over $100, so it's okay. But yeah, come on, it's Austin Reeves, and this is Rigorer, a brand that we've never heard of, not tested and proven. The outrigger is there prominently, and the midsole has another little braking mechanism, very reminiscent of the KD14, which has, I feel, the greatest safety mechanism in terms of preventing ankle rollover. So this has outrigger, which is wide, and at the same time this pod that provides an additional cushioning squishiness to prevent a complete rollover. So it feels like there's a dual mechanism there to provide you that security. So this is definitely the strong point of this shoe. And the outsole also pattern reminds you of the Kobe 9s and also the Hyperdunk, React, and a little bit of the hardened 7s. So the traction is fairly good. It's not, doesn't have a crazy bite, but it really provides the kind of traction that you would appreciate, and it's not crazy sensitive to dust. I mean, it is dust sensitive to some degree, but not as sensitive as some of the recent models. So among the more recent basketball shoes, I think this is one of the better traction patterns here. But this plastic little thing, it's really thin and shallow, so I would recommend not doing stupid things that I used to do with some of the other Chinese model with a flimsy midfoot shank. Don't like step on this on the edge, the sharp corners of the stairs. Yeah, don't do the bite the curb and stepping on someone's head like the American History X scene. Yeah, bite the curb. Don't do that for this shoe. The again, the fit is this toe box area. It is not really hugging. There's a bit of a vacuum there, so your toes wriggle a little bit. But yeah, but it's not as flimsy as some of the other weird basketball shoes where you're given extra level of insecurity, like I think most recently GT Hustle had this really flimsy material which really screwed up the stability and lockdown of the shoe. So yeah, I think I covered most of what the shoe has to offer. Slightly underwhelming lockdown around the toe area. Cushioning is decent in the heel, but feels like non-existent in the forefoot. Making matters worse for this shoe is the very mediocre insole. It's very fluffy and light. EVA that feels like it weighs like ortholite kind of insole. But as flaky and lightweight as it is, it does not provide the positive aspects of true blue EVA insole, which is fairly comfortable. It really adds to the lacking level of cushioning, and it molds to the shape of your toes and foot nicely. This is just spongy and it just bottoms out really quickly, but it's not even ortholite, so it doesn't bounce back. So it's like the worst of ortholite and EVA combined into one. Even though you have this raised little platform here, the heel is already providing adequate cushioning, and this little elevation doesn't do anything except provide some irritation. So yeah, the insole is a deal breaker. Get a different insole the first thing you do when you get this shoe, because the insole is just total embarrassment and disgrace to any legacy of any type of insole family out there. Yeah, Austin Reaves, good luck. Too bad you didn't win any medal. Maybe next time, but yeah, this could be a little bit cheaper, and the fit could have been a little bit better on the forefoot, and they could have added something extra or provided a better insole on the forefoot. The forefoot cushioning, I call this beginner, the typical trial and error that you face from beginner brands, as any brands, even the great Anta or Li-Ning when they first launched their earlier signature shoe, you really don't feel much in the forefoot, although they have great cushioning in the heel. Even Boost basketball shoes, even though they put full-length Boost, they did not control the level of thickness density on the forefoot to be different. So if you feel something decent on the forefoot and you have the same material on the heel or the same level of material on the heel, unless it's a lot thicker, you'll feel the heel sinking. Or vice versa, if you have a very low to the ground, bouncy, good shock absorption material on the heel, if you have that level, if not thinner, amount of foam on the forefoot, you're gonna feel like there's nothing there, and this would be just wasting money and wasting resources.